what I would like to see when they do redevelop it is I would like some thought to green space and nature rather than just concrete and grey. Just because I think it's really important. It's really important that we are looking at that. The character of the old buildings, the Guildhall and St Andrews, but those buildings I think should be kept, as they are. I mean, they're amazing, beautiful inside and out.
At the moment, we've got people milling around, we've got the skateboarders playing, we've got people passing through on the way to the Hoe. Gets to 5:30, it's dead. And what we need to have is basically an elongation of the day of people enjoying what is actually a really beautiful, amazing space. Yes, it has architecture that challenges opinion, that not everyone always loves all the time, but there's no doubting that this is Plymouth. This is proper Plymouth, and so we need to have this space used and celebrated. And in that way, us Janners can be proud of it without necessarily being overtly proud of it, but I think there's a bright future for it.
Working there at the time was quite difficult because it didn't have proper functional heating. It's either be freezing to work in during the winter and absolutely boiling in the summertime, depending on which side of the building you were on as the sun went around. So most of the admin staff, what you would do is you weren't supposed to allow them. People would buy these small little heaters to put under the desk to keep your feet warm. And of course all the windows are all just single glazed, and they've never been replaced. They're always the original windows still in there. So in the winter times we used to tape up the windows with parcel tape just to stop the cold draft coming in. And then alternatively in the summertime, because it's no central heating, you used to get unbearably hot.
I think the plans to regenerate it are incredibly exciting. So it takes the building back to where it was when it first opened. And it's worth remembering that, where we're standing at the moment was devastated by the war. This entire community was flattened by German bombing, and then what was left was flattened by the town planners. And this was, the crowning achievement of us rebuilding as a city, to have a civic square that has on one side the city council, on the other side the law courts, the Guildhall for cultural events, and then the city centre. It was, that kind of you can imagine all the vision and hope that got wrapped up in it. We need to have more culture, we need to have more reasons for people to get into Plymouth. And one of the things that the post-war planners did to our city is they took out all the people from the city centre. And there are things they got right and there are things they got wrong. And I think we need to put people back into the city centre and into the civic centre. Having new homes in there I think will be amazing actually, and really lovely.
We used to go, our gran was a member of the Fuchsian Geranium Society, and we used to go there to do to the flower shows that she put on. And we used to enter the children's bit. And I can remember going, when I was very little, going into the Guildhall as an attendant to one of the queens for the Lord Mayor's procession. And my mum made me a gingham skirt. And I can remember wearing that. And when we went into the Guildhall, there were lots of other queens with their attendants. It was an evening thing, and we all went in. And there was quite a lot of us. And that's just a few of my memories of the Guildhall.
I had, when I was at primary school, and we actually went in and entered into competitions for poetry reading, and that was in the Guildhall. And it's quite amazing to fill that space with young people all just, talking in unison.
The underpass, which is now the zebra crossing, this underpass was so much safer than the zebra crossing, but you used to have to go from just outside, it was the end of the House of Fraser Dingles, as it was then, and under the underpass up to the Guildhall and the Civic Centre.
I want it to be a place where you get a vibrancy of life, and that is, I think, what the future holds. And that will also be true to the original vision for the building from the post-war reconstruction. where there was a generation that had lost everything. Family members, homes, businesses, their entire city's look and feel, that was all gone. And they built the Civic Centre to show a new future for the city. And we need to remember that when we're putting love back into it.